Okay. Niren, why are you here? Niren, this is the wrong class.
No, ma'am. Prajwal wanted me to record the session, so I came here to record
Sai
it.
is here. Sai is here.
Okay,
No?
ma'am.
Sai, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Okay. Niren, Dr. Simha's presentation template is not correct. That's why he was mentioning, no? Why
Yes,
the
ma'am.
interns are not taking the lead of collecting the PPT, etc. Okay.
I,
Niren, Prajwal is back. Bye bye.
yeah, he just came back, ma'am.
Yeah. Sai is there, no? In the session.
Yes, ma'am. He's there now.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Fine.
Yes.
Tanmay and everyone else is joining. What happened? Okay, down, huh? Where is, are you putting a message? Join later. So you put attendance list. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, I think the audio from that end is not connected to the audio there, or you have to increase the volume. So let us begin. I know two of you are online. I can't see, so I'm going to put a set of messages in the group. Good morning, Sunil. Are you going to be here? Okay.
Shinu, ma'am, many of the messages. Hello.
Many of them messaged.
Yeah, so like they will be late. Some
Why?
I don't know. Like that's the message I read it in the WhatsApp group.
There is another WhatsApp group. I don't know what you are doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Saravana said he might join late. Pawan also, Rabi also, and somebody is joining in the afternoon. So something like that.
Uh,
So
okay. 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 Let's begin. That's why I wanted to start the today's session. Let me just close so many things. Otherwise, this is. Wanted to start the session. When do you give up in life? When do you give up in life? So many initiations, so many ideas, so many dreams all of you have. Right?
yeah.
Then, then, and then what happens? Do you put a roadmap to achieve those at least priority goals? And then you start working. Then the challenges start coming, hurdles start coming. Then what you decide? Run away. Right? Can you all speak up? Oh, you don't run away. I face the challenge. I see the other side of the road. Whatever challenges come, I'll see the other side. Is that the attitude? So that I become stronger. I build my muscle power, mind power, mental power, etc. Right? When my good morning. Where is Tejaswini? What happened to Tejaswini? No information. Okay.
By default, she comes.
Okay. 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 So when do you give up is my question. Or do you give up at all? Because when we ask you to say read, how many of you read anything between last Saturday and this Saturday?
I was
Someone
going
told.
some videos,
Pardon?
not. I was not reading, but I was going through videos.
Can't read, can only watch, is it?
Yeah, that is the thing. I need to change that.
Uh, but but if you really enjoy multiple levels of learning, you know what happens to you. Your whole self changes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because there is power out of knowledge. So one of the things definitely, I don't know, today is the last session, but if we don't, it is written on our library that no, leaders are readers. Readers are leaders. You agree? You have seen Microsoft's Bill Gates habits. He actually takes off about 10 days in a year and goes with 50 top books, and that 10 days he will switch off everything, only read those top 10 50 books which has been listed by any of those platforms, and read and come back. So reading is a very important habit. If you read, you will write. If you only watch, I think it is not getting inbuilt into you, right? So though we can only say that there are books, there are beautiful materials out there, and especially on management, we are trying to capture everything. And one more thing I wanted to ask is that if given a challenge, do you have enough mental models to solve that issues? For that, you have to read, because it is very difficult somebody to teach you 100%. In fact, last Saturday, you know that Gopal Das was here, Gaur Gopal Das. He was telling, I think it's a very famous Sanskrit shloka which says, 1/4 of the learning comes from the teacher. 1/4. Next 1/4 comes from your peers. Another 1/4 comes from your experience, the world itself, right? And another 1/4 comes from self. Right? If you only depend on the teacher or somebody, because teacher also has limitations, right? Time is an essence. So if you don't do this to yourself, this is going to be difficult. Okay,
So reading, okay, don't know, might be I don't have reading habit or not, but it is taking time actually. So
yeah,
whenever you're going line by line or some line starting to your mind and then you different direction and then coming back.
yes,
So I was going through that starts with what? Silence.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's why I have started.
That's nice. So big clap for Tanmay says,
Oh.
I have read, I mean, I'm reading, start with why. At, at this stage, you should read, right?
No, that
I
was
started reading Lee Koka.
Lee Iacocca's autobiography, or as well as his how he built um Chrysler. Yes, how he built Chrysler.
one okay, so I am now reading starts with why. So there are so many people, might be thousands or millions of people are already there. But why so many base companies think about why they start with one?
So that is exactly, one is reading, the other one is implementing. Reading is the start. At least are you aware? Implementing takes. That's why I'm asking, when do you give up? You have not read five pages, you give up. You get into the end of the book and make notes how to change my life itself and implement. When do you give up? You give up at multiple stages of that end journey, right? So, and you start reading more and more. Reading becomes like somebody says, how to do quick reading.
Yeah, that's true.
So that will come not now. You have to pay the price now for reading. Then it comes later, right? Okay. So I know this discussion can go anywhere, but the challenges that we are looking at is, as you can see, is that today is the last day. Can you now combine? So we'll have a specific discussion on how can you now combine analytics projects that you do or any initiatives you do. Is it aligned to company goals? For an MBA to become a techno-functional MBA to become much more valuable to the company, you need to bring that perspective. what is, so one is that we are trying to, all this while we are telling that there are financial performance, there are people performance, there are various ways that you look at performance of a company. You also have something, people challenges. So how do you now understand what is that CEO wants? If you are the CEO, what is that they want? How many analytics projects are online, or how many projects? Yeah, but how analytics comes into picture now? Have you done any work, Manjunath and Pranesh? You have compared data with. Okay, that's nice. So we'll make you share. At least, yeah, I think a big clap for at least these good intentions and good work. That means we are going back and trying to implement something, right? It's not like coming with a blank slate and say, I didn't do anything. No, and that is not the expected behavior, right? The moment you start telling, I don't know, people will start avoiding you. But if you show the expertise, people will come to you, right? Because he will solve or she will solve. So leadership, management, this is what we are keeping on saying. We will also look at how do we now align the analytics. So that is the kind of understanding that we will look at. Which way that you want to start? Because I can see both of you are distracted, and that is right in front of me, right? Okay. Okay. So I'm just kind of recapping some of these so that you are connecting. Now, I don't want you to see that, okay, business models are something, financial performance, P&L is something. Is it? Is it? If you are, why my slides are not getting changed here? But I'm changing. I think in the online it is changing. Can you see my slide?
Now something changed. Again, it's back to the same page. Like,
okay, I'm resharing. 1 second. Can you see my slide?
yeah, we can see your PPT now. Yeah, it is now changing. But it is not in the presentation mode, ma'am.
Oh, I have not put because. Check with the. If you are online, you will see the slide, right?
Yeah.
You can see the slide, right?
Yeah, now it is moving.
Yeah. Okay, it is duplicate. We have to duplicate the slide. Okay. So I am little because I will not know what online people. So please make some noise. This is the last day. Make the best out of it. Ask questions because I don't know what questions you have in your mind. So if you don't have an open dialogues and listen to all these stories, oh, it's somebody's problem, not my problem, right? Then it's a bad way to look at, right? So this specific slide I want to reiterate because we will come back on this. We will look at ATH case study today. I hope you got that papers back and all that, some discussion points. Where your money is coming from? Where your money is coming from? Selling this product, no? Selling this product. Revenue line is on P&L. Top line comes from how do you design and price this product? And how often your customers are buying it? Is it one-time purchase? Say a refrigerator, we don't purchase every other day. So say if you are looking at depending on the business models, this revenue models changes. Revenue model changes. How do you now reach to the customers? Is there a one-on-one connection? Or is it that you have multiple channels required to reach the end customers? Right? Say, for example, I think if you look at retail models, disrupted retail model itself. Now, what is GeoMart doing? what is, can somebody explain what is the difference between a big basket business model versus Amazon business model versus GeoMart business model, and who is building that competency in building a better channel? How this channel itself becomes their secret sauce. So everything here has to be not look at something, okay, some models are come, right? You have to constantly innovate, like obsessed. Still you get that efficiency right. We are looking at getting all the management concepts right, so that say, so can anyone tell me what is, why Amazon is struggling? Why do you think GeoMart, I don't know, you are reading about these people. Why you think GeoMart would do better over a long term? Big Basket may beat Amazon. I mean, I'm just giving some assumptions, hypothesis. Tata. Okay, great. So it's a fight between Tata and I'm talking about how. Okay, how do we reach to the customer? That last mile connectivity of reaching this product to the customers, and you are producing, say, perishable goods, and it is coming from some of the key vendors, which is sitting somewhere else. They are making, I think, some of the things that which like say some grower, somebody growing fresh vegetables. This has to come from here, right? Your key partners, key partners. Key partners is your grower. It has to be packed and whatever that we do here. There are key activities. There could be some warehouses, central warehouses, or maybe more of a brick mortar kind of a model. It has to be packed. It has to be again channeled. That means there is distributions and logistics comes in and then reaches the customers. So this alone, if you take, these are the key activities we have to do. I mean, key part of the model. There is cost associated of getting say McDonald's when they were doing that, they had to find out the right potato growers, because then that whole the franchisee models has to be built up. So there are so many things that which they do, but that becomes their secret spot. If somebody has to build up maybe another fast food chain like that, they have to pay the price compared to a person who has actually kind of mastered that art. Mastered. That means something like economies of scale. If I grow 1 acre potato versus say 100 acres potatoes, I would get that scale. But a new person coming in and then starting again, unless they have a big money pocket. So all this becomes your secret sauce. Now, can somebody explain how Amazon is struggling? Or Amazon is it struggling? What is the problem with Amazon? There are some government regulations which is on top of all these things comes in. There are so much of restrictions that India is putting. A lot of companies today, if you see the geopolitical situations that we are in, so much of challenges are happening. Are you reading? So at least read, go to some of these YouTube channel if you are watching. Just keep these things, and at least one day, 1 hour, or not 1 hour, say 10 minutes, while you are traveling or while you are doing something absolutely useless work, plug in or watch. Then you do everything else. I'm talking about these are your big rocks. Fix that first. Create a habit. Otherwise, how do you run an enterprise? Or how do you run a division? How do you run a unit? Right? You have to know this so that you become no, you are the problem solver. So say you know that if you look at the whole global economy, there are certain pockets where resources are there, right? So key partners, sometimes it could be country. Say, for example, somebody's growing palm trees, somebody's growing cane, somebody's growing. So this has all been globally scattered resources are coming in. In your biscuit packet that you buy, if you see the ingredients coming in, it comes from all over the world. Similarly, a mouse like this, a laptop like this. So you need to know how to negotiate and identify the right partners. We are not discussing international business and all that. So a typical MBA program, have all these components, right? So read as much as possible because we can't. But the question is, suppose there are growers which are, no, say in Amazon, or because they are onboarding the vendors, and these vendors are available to Big Basket also. How do you create a relationship? This could be their customers. So these people can make or break your business model as well. If a company decides, like Amazon's, they have decided that one single partner cannot give you all the, no, cannot be the source for all your products. So the cloud trail, right? That the whole structure has disrupted. So what is Geomart's advantage? What is Big Basket's advantage?
They have got physical locations, physical.
Absolutely. So Amazon is not supposed to bring in the physical hub and spoke model because they have FDI restrictions, whereas our Indian local ones, Geomart, Reliance's, maybe within 1 kilometer you can find your Reliance next that becomes your delivery channel. So you see how all these things on a mega scale, if you look at, you would have to now map what is the cost of acquisition here, what is the cost associated with moving this product to the customers, and how much I can manage the cost and the revenue. Now in this, how much analytics is coming in? Where is analytics coming in this? Okay. Okay. But a lot of analytics applications today is to manage the cost. Very few analytics use cases are there to identify new market opportunities. It is there. I'm not saying, say, for example, when you are doing a recommender engine, you are increasing the revenue, right? Because you are giving cross-selling, upselling opportunities to the same customer who is coming in. But say if you are doing a chatbot, what are you doing? If you are building a chatbot for your company, what are you building? Earlier you had 10 people attending customer calls. Now you have no one. No one. But is it affecting the customer relationship? Then you would have reduced that complete cost, but your revenue would have fallen because people would have got fed up with your chatbot and they would have gone. Right? Huh?
Don't like to chat with someone.
Yeah, I hate it. So if you see, though we are also building chatbot and all that, nothing like an expert talking, nothing like a human talking to you, right? But that is where NLG or your human, what do you call, artificial general intelligence come in. That means exactly like a human expert. Can you train your chatbot? So it's a ever evolving thing. That means you can't, it's like Turing test, right? You can't distinguish between whether you are a human or a AI agent. So if we can master that, then what is that? Human beings can sit in a couch and eat potatoes, right? Potato fries, right? Or they can use their energy in something else, more creative ways. So whenever you are putting an analytics problem, use cases, or pitching to your company, please connect and quantify. And that's what we keep saying in all our messages, that can you quantify? If you build this, are you replacing people? If you are replacing people, are you taking care of the lost business opportunity? Right? And then if you are reducing that cost, is it affecting some way your revenue? So you need to kind of look at 100 mental models. 100 mental models, not just one tiny thing that, I built, because so many projects which we see is that, okay, I just, these are the questions, these are the answers. I built my chatbot, right?
Yes. Technical people care, so that mass management.
Management doesn't care, right? If you are building a recommendation engine, you have to get into the last mile, right? How your recommendation engine was before and after. Whether the purchase, revenue per user or whatever the metrics, has it improved? Are they buying more? Excellent.
Starts with why? Why they're building the recommendation.
Why? Ask 10 times why. You will get into a better better capstone projects, or capstone project is a simple indicator that how will you do pitch in your company, right? If you are not able to pitch here, what will you pitch to a company? Or you are doing something amazing in the company and here we are showing a different, no, we cannot, right? Right? So, this, because in ATH also we are going to discuss this more and more to understand that there are only two things management is interested: cost. Your entire cost has to be in control. That is where management comes in. That is where efficiency comes in. A lot of analytics use cases are building efficiency, but only cost cutting, cost saving, cost, all that, you will sound very, what do you call, no, certain conjuice people, right? I mean, some people only talk about that. But leadership is the next level. Effectiveness. Can I increase the revenue from, say, 10% revenue growth? Can I make it to 50% revenue through growth? Can I show that through analytics?
So revenue opportunities are everywhere. This is in China. It's not well. I was asked to lead the end of life project. They have got some 50% environment supply. And they were just asking if they used to raise a request, okay, and put a lot of pressure on the management. Upgrade my project, I mean, upgrade base, upgrade database. And it was working very slow. They were also not happy that, okay, they are not making. I proposed them, okay, give us the RFS, the alignment project manager, dedicated people. And in 6-month target, we will finish everything. So they have now raised the RFS, one for OS, one for SQL upgrade. Another thing where I was involved in BAU recently, just 2 weeks back, where they wanted all vulnerabilities to fix by us. So OS we are responsible because we are supporting them. But they were also pushing to do applications. There was a resistance coming that the application is not in our support. Why should we do it? So they were saying, okay, you schedule a call with the application owners and then wherever challenge help us. Again, I proposed, okay, we will do the application. But then I got resistance within my team only. Why application not us? I said, fine, we'll bring the new revenue, new guys, okay, we'll put them. There is a solution there because there's a third-party vendor, which is application vulnerability, they're giving a solution. The only thing you have to look at all the solution and see whether those can be implemented or not. So they have asked, they said, okay, fine, we will. If you make my environment vulnerability free, okay, and they have given an RFS of $50K until December. Now I have engaged a couple of guys from RFS team. They started doing it.
Excellent.
Opportunities are there everywhere. You have just to look at that from angle.
Excellent. So, so this is if you have this analytical mindset, it's not machine learning as an algorithm. I'm saying, I'm not denying the importance of it, but analytical mindset would come in when you are constantly trying to improve, innovate, and see what are the opportunities. So opportunity tracking versus cost management. If you are revenue oriented, you would invariably become the leader. If you are cost obsessed, you would become a manager. Both are good. Both are important. A single person should be a leader as well as a manager. You can't say I'm a leader, I will only do certain things, but you should also know how to execute it, right? Maybe a good business opportunity has come in, but how many resources to be aligned? What kind of efficient process that we should do? Complete, say 6 months if you have to complete, what is the cost of it? Can I get about 30% revenue margin? The gross margin, can I get 30%? So these are all analytical mindset only. Now, where do we find, say, for example, in large organizations, a lot of new opportunities come in as an inquiry. And there are tools which we can map that, the whole inquiry mapping, and then say, this is the potential of this if you convert, and then do a cost benefit analysis, and then prioritize and get into those new opportunities. There are tools today, right? So you need to be mindful on both the sides. And while you get an opportunity, can you put the business models everywhere? So that if you think this, because this is the center of mostly business planning. Whenever you are doing business planning, this is a center. How much of resources I need, how much of key activities, maybe some of it may not be very important. Key partners, when he says that there is already a application security, the vulnerability assessment tools we are using. Now look at that person's cost. Can we negotiate with some other vendors or some other applications which can do it faster or less efficient? You are constantly in search to ensure that your revenue lines are increasing, your costs are managed so that your return on investment keeps increasing. That is what we do, right? So don't, yeah. So I would just want to quickly look at some of it, because what kind of business models we will get into ATH also. But this, I'll also send you some good, maybe resource to read up. There is a company called Y Combinator.
Last week also, I recently on. So this team is around 20. I was checking every month's project what after this.
You
What
can
we
check.
need about. In the same, the previous day.
Okay. Yes.
They are trying to solve usually one problem.
Yes.
When I saw that, a lot of now my boss also is changed. New very fast.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So for me, it was opportunity. I just put the same business model in that template. Started putting just basic architecture.
Excellent.
And told that a lot of work is getting to build the SEA platform, like how H2 is. Platform for customized for our supply chain.
Yes.
So that anyone in the company wants to use, and also our big business, everyone are telling there are many problems with it, but they are not able, cannot prioritize it. So I thought, why don't we leverage already existing the SEA platform? Let everyone move to that. And to build that platform, anyway, we are scaling up. We are Indian, happy with. There, they are trying to. So now that is going to they wrote the bigger platform and we project it for. That is going.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Yes.
Like
Yes.
technical idea.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Projecting it, mainly projecting it as a complete platform development for MLS.
Yeah. Yeah. Supply chain. Supply chain.
Supply chain.
So, because supply chain is one of the most ways in which that you can manage your cost. Because as you rightly said, duplications or inefficiency, delays, lags.
There are 4 anomaly projects. So 30 people did it, but they're not leveraged. This problem statement is written, but underlying algorithm you can still.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
let it build and give a UX to the customer, they can select data. Give that list.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So
This roadmap I have put for 3 years.
very nice, very nice. See? Very nice. People online, I don't know whether you heard or not heard. Manjana, this leveraging business modeling. If you even in your house also you can do this. So these are all mental models. How do you make use of it? Say in no, if say in race if we have to use it, right? Product wise, we can build a business model. Product wise, I mean course wise. Product for us it is course wise. We can build. We can find something called unit economics to see which course per student cost, all that, and then play with it and see what is the others are doing. Is it better there, right? You will see in ATH how miserably the management systems failed. Management system failed, right? You can't blame the employees. You can't blame the teammates. Because you are supposed to be an MBA going and presenting yourself, I am MBA. Then solve the problem, right? Build that whole capabilities.
The current is building only for transportation, road transport.
Yes, yes, yes.
And project is related to one of the VP. I want it to apply to ocean. Ocean ships. It is same. These are more of
Yes,
but
yes,
you want
yes.
to apply
Yes, yes,
there.
yes, yes. You are in which is it? Chip.
supply chain.
No, which, I mean, what is the company and what is the client?
Walmart.
Walmart, okay.
So these are internal projects.
Yeah. I thought these are all solved problems. Being in Walmart.
Nothing is really nothing is
You would.
Amazon are in applied scientists from long time. But Walmart basically was all offline.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Now, first from 2016 to 18, they just collected data. They made that from the till 2019. They are leveraging very slow process. So in that, that's what I do. Intelligently, that's something. Nobody is pitching in at a bigger
level. Okay.
But
But I know Target has better practices
yes,
and some of this.
Walmart has just started. That's why they 2019 to 2022. It was in India at least 600 people. Now 6,000.
Hired.
All are data scientists.
Okay,
So
all are data scientists.
They don't try to solve. Nothing is
Okay. So good opportunity, right?
a lot of
Yeah. So we are also looking at this particular date today on your entrepreneurial journey or an intrapreneurial journey. That is why we are looking at how do you know now. This is 9 blocks of business models. This is the main model. But if you are looking at what kind of business models, I'm just giving a glimpse of it. Say you have this platform, SCA platform that he is building. That SCA platform, can you sell it to Target? Can you sell it to Kroger's? Can you sell it to somebody else? That's what Google did, right? Google's SAT platform has been sold to so many smaller uh, ecosystem, right? So enterprise solutions or software as a service, usage-based subscription models, transactions. So if you really see this, your business model would fall into something else. So some of this, right? Now the question is that what are you measuring? So if your analytic solutions is not fixing on 1 or 2 KPIs, what KPIs to follow, right? Say for example, enterprise models, the problem is it's a B2B business. Suppose SCA, I'm just taking that example. He has a Walmart ingrown SCA model, SCA platform. Supply chain problem is for every company who is into hardware or not exactly software, but whoever is in physical goods or hardware, right? You can sell that to somebody else if you are creating a productized model of it, right? Now you would, your sales team will go and say, I have 10 orders booked. So that is a great indication for sales team that they should work on increasing the order bookings per month, per day or whatever, because it's the size of that, it will be say a crore or something that you are planning to sell that. It's a big platform. You need bookings. But the important thing is bookings are not money. Bookings has not come to your bank account. But booking is important because if bookings are not there, how the money will come? Booking would say that I got an order, you have to deliver it in, say, 3 months. 3 months, some money would come based on the tranches, like what we see in ATH. Maybe 50% of the money comes, or maybe 50% comes later. So the most important thing is this only, number of customers. So if you are creating a CEO dashboard on an enterprise model, you ask how many bookings the salespeople got, how much we have delivered, and the money received, not even delivered. How much money? So revenue earned becomes, your top line becomes an important metric for everyone, right? Any enterprise. Number of customers, again, that's a good indication. But if you, there is, so most of these metrics are repetitive. Monthly recurring revenue, right? So subscription based means what? Netflix subscription. Are you going and keeping on subscribing every month, or once in a while you will say, no, 6 months I need rest from Netflix, I will not subscribe. That's an indication that monthly there is a dip, there is an ups, downs, and etc. So monthly recurring, annual recurring revenue. Along with this also churn. I think that's why a lot of use cases around churn, right? Can you predict churn? Can you incentivize? That means not only predicting the churn, you don't stop there, because management has no interest for you to come and say, I am going to predict that 30% of this profile customers will churn. So does it make still any impact? You would say, what am I doing to retain them? Right? That's more important. And then you have to put those prescriptive analytics in place, that this person is discount based. Therefore, I'm creating maybe a package of discounts for him, a family package or whatever. Another person is looking at maybe no, maybe some other interesting things. So I'm going to put that. Those prescriptive analytics you have to deploy, and then say that 30% I had predicted, but because of these interventions, I am able to reduce to 15%. And that has made my churn rate stabilize, or didn't reach the way that which we were predicting. Gross monthly churn. So analytics opportunities there, especially in subscription business or SaaS models where everything happens on a daily or a monthly basis. Paid customer acquisition cost. You will get this particular one so many times in not FMCG, all these software subscription based models. CAC, it's called CAC, customer acquisition cost. Now they say the best business model is that you make a product, people will come and buy. There is zero customer acquisition cost. Like Apple did it. Okay, but Apple also is putting big print ads in all kinds of newspapers. There is a cost of acquisition, but it is not so high like some of the other companies, right? So can you look at customer acquisition cost, paid ones, especially when you are running campaigns, Google ads you are running, or some like say Race or typically universities, we run ad campaigns. Now can you look at paid campaign and say that our acquisition cost of one student or one customer is so? We have to calculate all that. We do all that, right? Now, can you reduce this? Can you check the flow of this customer, which channel he came in or she came in? Can you look at the channel cost and then get a profile of customers who are who are cheaper to acquire, and then build more of them? Build more of them. Excellent. You are a good manager because you are reducing the cost of acquisition cost. In transactional model or marketplace model, we keep hearing this word called gross transaction volume, gross merchandise volume. It's all same only. Say, for example, I am a platform for payment, UPI. I'm a platform. I'm a platform. That means all somebody's money is flowing through me. That's not my money, no? Is it my money? That I am a bank, or maybe I'll not take bank as an example because banks' business models are very, very, very different. We are not discussing. I don't think anybody wants to start a bank. If you have a bank, GPay, all of them. So there are, so that is gross transaction volume. What is the revenue that you would get? Net revenue. That's why it is called net revenue. You will get 10% of the transaction value or 0.05% of the transaction value. That is the business model, right? So this is not your money. That is top line. It may sound very nice. So if you look at, say, Amazon's the P&L statement, you will get a big number. But when it comes to net revenue, that goes to the vendor who made that product. It is not coming to you. So while it is good to say for example, Amazon keeps telling, Zomato keeps telling that gross merchandise value, that is the restaurant money. Airbnb charges 12% of the transaction volume or the merchandise value or transaction volume. 12%, that is their business model. Now can somebody come in as a competition and talk to all the host, all these houses who is giving their rooms to Airbnb that we will only take say 5% of the margin. You keep the rest. $100 per night room, 12 rupees is going to $12 is going to Airbnb. We have a better network. We will assure this many guests per month or whatever. So your revenue for him, that revenue is important, but we will give you a better, better percentage. So we'll only take 5%. So it's a cutthroat market out there, and everything is to be calculated. So whenever, I mean, again, my request is that look at what management wants, what an organization wants, what enterprise wants. That is the business model. You go there instead of you are expecting that why companies not giving me data? Why they should give? You give them the right problem statement, which everybody will jump. Like Panchutat, I'm sure there is excitement because he is projecting what is very important for the management to hear. That I will remove inefficiency. I will bring in a better system. The whole data will become yours. Now, can you actually create a nice product and see whether you can build it as a product? Because a lot of companies, Google got into bio no, areas of health also. So it's not that Google is a software company. They also make products. They also do some crazy things, right? They have Google Glass and they have, yeah, not Google Glass. They have multiple products on, especially on vision or no, there is a big list of Google products, which some are not doing well, but at least they are innovative, right? Right? User retention. I am an Amazon customer. Can I go to Flipkart at any moment? Can I delete that app only? I can do all that, right? So are you tracking that? Can you look at customer profile? That's why profiling is important. If you listen to Dr. Simha, he only talks about profiling, classification, nothing else. Telecom market is fully on this. The entire analytics is on this only. Can I profile who are my top spenders or top revenue earners, RFM models? You can, if you master only that, you can die peacefully with that. No, you can. That much of opportunity is there, right? Because we are finding out who has the best revenue potential in my entire 10,000 customers whom I cannot concentrate. Like he said, the management time is limited. Resources are limited. I would only focus on that 20% of the customers who will give me 80% of my revenue. That's the Pareto principle. Can I identify this 20% and put all my efforts to increase that 80% or consistently keep up that 80%? So it's profiling. Again, e-commerce model. If I am selling, this one is a platform, marketplace. AWS, Amazon is a platform, not AWS. Amazon is a platform, right? Whereas this one is, I am selling my product on an e-commerce platform. Bookings, number of customers, revenue, and sorry. Monthly revenue, gross margin. Gross margin, why? Because there is a cost associated. It's so you have seen revenue is your top line, and then you minus the direct cost of goods sold. That you have to keep. Again, CAC is everywhere repeated. Customer acquisition cost, marketplace model. Okay, all these are important. I would leave this. I'm not going to run this, but building an analytics culture. That is your responsibility. You can't say, oh, this company, nothing works. There is no data culture. Build it. That's a great opportunity. But what data to collect? If you have to, you have to get this end dashboard, what data you need to have? So somebody who is in, say, SQL, or somebody who has been doing in database building, are you aware that we have collected all kinds of data, but what we really want is not there? Right? That's why you should go back and check your schema, your understanding of how do I now. Mostly, I'm not telling that it is not there, but if you can look at, I want this as my dashboard, which I can pull the data from my data mart. Can I get it? Right? So what data to collect, what measures to track. If you can, analytics for startups, because that is also a mindset that whether you would want your own startup, but behave like a startup owner in your own company. I am the problem solver. Not my boss, not my people. I am the center, right? So have this understanding. I would leave this presentation. You can check. I have taken a lot of materials from Y Combinator. Y Combinator has incubated companies like Airbnb. So that's a very, very famous incubation system, which is along with Stanford and all these, West Coast, that whole ecosystem. And they have some amazing companies, Stripe, and so many companies have come out of Y Combinator. They have a Y Combinator kind of a course. It's very difficult to get into that course. Once you get into the course and you complete that course, you will get all kinds of venture funding which is available. So most of the big companies have incubated, started up from there. So a lot of interesting materials are there in Y Combinator YouTube. Please check. I'm not going to this. Yeah. Okay. So with this background, I just want to look at you again. The ATH technologies. I know Sunil is not seen this case study, but pretend that you know. Anyway, others are also pretending. Unless you make noise, I will make such comments. Okay, people online, I am not even looking at them. What are they doing? Okay. So we stopped last week where we negotiated on ATH phase one. I hope you have the paper or something on the printouts or anything. You didn't bring? You got?
Good morning, Shinu ma'am. Apna here.
You can share with me. I only want. Pardon?
Already gave you offer 100 million.
Okay, okay. So now you don't have to read or do anything. You've already bought. Okay. So this is one of the most used case in Harvard. It actually captures a lot of interesting stuff. I don't know whether you appreciate or not. I appreciate because maybe I have reached that stage now. I can appreciate things better. I am able to connect. Okay. Um, Profit is your last line, bottom line. Revenue is your okay. No, no. No, no. So what this case is about understanding how do you increase your growth? That means your revenue is growing. If revenue to be sustainable, you should also manage the cost so that you get your margin. It is like, again, I keep saying, come back to your house, how much salary you got, how much expenses you have, and how much is your saving. How do you reduce the expense? How do you increase the revenue over a period of years is what will make you financially independent. That day, one day you can tell your boss that I am retiring. That person should fall off and say, how old are you? I am just 30 years, but I am retiring. Right? What, Prajwal? Only you have the chance now. Right? That's why you should read Psychology of Money. Okay. So, like one is that it is not ever saying that money is enough. My salary is enough. It is a mindset. You get 1 crore salary also, you will become poor. If you get 50,000 also, you'll become poor because you are not following psychology. So it is about understanding that cost has to be, must be in your life, in profession, in whatever you do. Cost has to be at least keep it in 60%. 60%. Your desires, your needs, your wants, all kinds of ambitions, all kinds of things. Keep it under 50, 60%. For that, you have to have huh? That is because that is the mistake we have done, right? We have done, I am telling now. Now at least be aware. At least be aware. So, okay. No, I'm just telling, see, I can only preach.
But that is that. Everyone is doing. I mean, I'm also doing that at the same stage, and I still keep doing.
Stop.
Always, their generation also.
Why are you wearing that?
It's like,
Okay. Okay.
Problem is like, if we explain this situation and ask others to not to do this mistake, still they are.
Exactly.
And
It's
next
like
one-
it's like my own son. I keep saying, don't buy that, yeah, stupid thing. Save. He'll say, no, no, no. I'll save tomorrow. This I have to buy because it's so important for me. No.
Credit card. By the 15th, 20th, you said your account is zero. Then you have credit card. Start using credit.
Yeah.
That is another bad habit we all have.
So cost of capital, no? There are so many financial understanding if you had. Okay. So my big request, at least from this class, is that be a little more aware before you spend. That is it within my 60-70% of allowed cost, right? So if you have this goals, that means my revenue and my cost in this thing. What do you need? You need to put control measures. You need to put control measures. So this case is about these three things. If you do not balance this, your personal life will become miserable. Your professional life means your company which you are building, that also will become miserable. So be mindful when you ask your company, I need a 10-member team, I need a fancy office. Entrepreneurs make that mistake, no? First thing, they'll get some money from own people, your own money. They will take one fancy office because my ego is, no, now customers come in, wow, you have a great office. But you know that the other place is leaking, right? Your money is leaving. So it is all useless, stupid things to do in life. So keep whatever cost. If you have only 100 rupees and you don't have money to actually rent a place, go take a 2000 rupees worth single seater in a co-working space and work from there. Let the world, what is that, praise you later by the sacrifices you made. It requires controls and sacrifices. Even in companies. Companies, it's like government money, you know. Government, how they spend. Is there any accountability? Again, I'm talking here like Dr. Sima, but where is the accountability? Where are the controls? Where are the controls? So this whole study is on this profit, growth, and control. Now you may say that why HR is telling that no, or HR or your business manager says group bonus is this much only, right? Why they are saying? Because it's already pre-planned. This is the revenue we got. This is the money we can distribute now, or no bonus this year. Why? Because we didn't grow. We didn't do revenue. You can't crib. You are part of that situation that you have built, that we haven't grown in revenue because of the high cost of hiring each of you. Data science team. Building a data science team, how much it will cost? Is it actually leading to revenue growth later? Can you propose saying that 10-member team, but I'm going to build a revenue stream of 10 times in next year? In that next year, you will leave the company. Right? So can you imagine the pressure of being a CEO? Can you empathize and become like that CEO's best friend in your actions, in your activities in the company? That is a mindset we want you to be aware during this course, this particular course. So tomorrow when you are making, when somebody is giving you a analytics algorithm, excellent, accuracy is good, all metrics are met. So that is my question all the time to everyone. They'll say, no, no, no. With lot of difficulty, we understood this algorithm, got the data, built it. Now don't ask anymore. Right? Very difficult to impress the management. Okay. So this is the case. Let us look at the case little more. In life is all about trade-off. Trade-off. You have to pick one over the other. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. That is why this triangle is having multiple tensions. Moment you try to pull that profit higher, there would be pain. How? Because the cost part is getting crushed. If you want to increase the profit, cost part is getting crushed. If you try to extrapolate that growth, sometimes the cost is being not taken care and the profit will suffer. Revenue growth is very high, but I am not able to manage the profit, the cost part of it. So profit is suffering. If I have great growth, or if I put lot of controls, don't do this, don't do that, don't, this is all, full controls are there, then both will suffer. So now how do you no, it is like balancing these three components in a very, very precarious situation and then making it all work good. When you say that your manager that, oh, these controls I don't like, that's why I don't like this company. Say a company says for every payments that you make your vendors, or every every bill, or every expenses, I would say expenses, you have to get 3 approvals. Your manager, his manager, finance, 3 approvals. Do you like it? No one likes it. But is it necessary? No. One person's decision is good. Sometimes autocratic leaders do amazing things. Sometimes. Sometimes democracy fails completely. So what is good? What is bad? That's why you become a better and better leader over a period of time who can take better decisions. Today, who should run India? Politicians or some good CEOs? I'm just. Salil Parekh should run, no? I think he's out. Maybe Nandan Nilekani or somebody can look at. Right? So this is the trade-off in life also. So I know. Yes.
Again, this is day before yesterday. Yesterday again it was 10% of the employee got there.
got
10% employee got there.
got 10% of the employees
Layoff.
laid off, huh? Already.
He-
I didn't see.
Yeah, because
Ah,
they
okay.
already anticipated
Ah, okay.
getting measures.
Okay.
Only in Twitter.
Okay. I think it is his
You know,
tweet.
it
His
is a
Twitter.
control, full stop. Like,
No, but
This will have deadline, by this time you should come. But from tomorrow,
there
once
is
you
a
get back.
deadline from this.
yeah, it's very mercurial.
Okay.
He'll go up and down and all that. He's highly, what is that, autistic also, right? He's very, very bright, very brilliant. He will fire people right in front of you if he doesn't like. Senior people.
So they were five people that didn't come to office.
No, he's tweeting, not action. I know, I heard.
Thing is, he
You are coming, okay.
Next day. So does that mean by the first statement itself some people will leave? Paying of 10% of
Okay. Okay.
he himself.
Okay. is laying off. So that means he's bought Twitter for billions of rupees. Some other is commenting. No, I'm just getting on to, but he himself is, what is that? Let me see, where is Elon Musk?
In another remark, he has mentioned people has to start working from office, minimum 40 hours a week. Otherwise, he is saying they can move out of Tesla.
I think this news was trending for 2 days, right, Vasudev?
Yeah. So you
That's
also let's
okay.
see the executives to work from office at least minimum 40 hours. Yeah.
Tejaswini went online, no?
Hi, Shinu. Yeah, my daughter not keeping well.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
she
can't
has
see.
some severe stomach infection, cold and cough, not eating.
Okay. I can't see the tweet anyway. So there is a trade-off between control and I'm just putting it in the mode so that you can see it better. Okay. Okay. Profit versus growth. See, in some of the companies, we'll see that in ATH. If we tell salespeople that you will be incentivized, you got the Twitter?
Right, for Elon Musk, the Reuters.
Reuters. Okay. You can put in the group. Okay. So if you tell your sales team that you build your sales and whatever sales revenue that you create or revenue you create, we will give you say 20% as incentives. What happens? Is it good? Is it bad? Motivation to sales, amazingly they will do rooftop business. Then what happens?
Margin is trying to give 20%.
Yeah, there is a cost of that business. If we don't put control, he has got revenue by maybe bribing somebody. The booking has come, the revenue has come, but it cost is also gone up. Your margins have reduced. So that means you have to be extremely careful when you are stating goals on profit or gross the goals on growth revenue alone without looking at profit. And is it possible to grow revenue without sacrificing profit? There are cases that there would be great revenue growth, but they would say initial expenditure is very high. Initial expenditure, because you have to set up, establish the market.
Reliance Jio, I think, initial.
Yes,
They
yes.
just gave free for almost 6 months.
Yes, absolutely. But some other division is actually financing that whole thing. But they are calculating. But that is why net present value, your future cash flows for new initiatives, they'll be calculating. So even in ATH case study, we would see, right? So there is always a tension between cost and it's again like your family. Yeah, your kids want that, kids want this, and you as a father or a mother, you can't keep saying no to them, and they'll keep buying. But see,
He started.
both started. Both started.
But Mukesh was very slow. He was very fast. In 2000, you came with all this.
Reliance Communications, fancy. Reliance Communications, yeah.
They have opened big business.
Yes.
They were hiring sales to put anything.
Yes. So there is a tension. Short term versus long term, very directly connected. If somebody says that some babies are also attending class, so some if I say that I would look at in 3 years I will build the business. Now I will spend. A lot of companies say that. I can see only green at the end of 3 years, and that is usually at the gestation period. So, but a person who is very savvy would always keep a balance between short-term goals and long-term goals. Because if you bleed in the short term and thinking that we will go green at the end of 3 years, how do you manage this blood loss? That blood loss, no, that money is getting lost at these 3 years. Are you, who is helping? Is it debt? Debt comes with a cost. That's why it is called cost of capital. That 10% interest you are paying, or personal loan means 16% you are paying, something you are paying. It's a cost of capital. Equity is bigger cost, which you are not aware. Some friends have given, but they have also taken your ownership. Equity they have taken. So there is cost of capital for that also. So if you are bleeding money, just check where is the cost of capital coming from, right? And difficulty in hitting earnings, whole versus parts. Should be centralized, should be decentralized. Let your manager take all the approvals, or you would say that, okay, let the team also start taking approvals. What happens? Or decisions, what happens? Which is good? Centralized, decentralized? Like what Alphabet did. Alphabet now has so many companies, and they all have individual independent management itself, different culture more or less same, but different approval process, different revenue growth plans, everything different. Is that good? Or we will keep everything together? Whether it's 3 lakh employees, whether it is 20,000 employees or 10 employees, I am the CEO, I want to control. Is it possible? It's not possible. We need to centralize. Now, what is the thin line of all these things? That is the decision we all have to take every day. Should I buy? Should I spend? Should I keep quiet? Right? That tension is this whole case study is about, right? So if you look at this, I am hoping that somebody read the case. Nobody read the case till fifth part 5. Please read. If you don't read, maybe after 10 years you can read. when these decisions you have to take one day, right? How much was their spend when Scepter was acquiring them? How much they had spent? They had spent. Yes. How much they had spent? What was their cost of equity or total equity? Total equity. How much founders spent? How much VC spent? How much was it? 180 calculated. Okay. It's there in the thing, right? And how much they have bought it for? Scepter? 120. That's a good deal.
We're doing 120 initial.
No, I'm asking how much from their pocket. What was their initial cost of the equity that they put, the founders put? Not the, huh?
4.7 billion.
Yes, yes,
That is the beginning.
yes, that is the beginning. So in 3 years, they did all this, right? Is it an easy task? That too, two doctors. Is it an easy task? So when ATH negotiates, you have to bring in these numbers. Because we don't have time so much for role play. That is why I am doing. But when from an ATH side, if you are negotiating, you need to say that we are not that bad. We have done extremely well. Running a high-tech medical device company, which is patented, which is on top of the game, is not a joke. So they got VCs were funding in 3 years. Sales top line, please note, top line has become 200 million. That's not the joke. Profits were 45 million on the 3rd year. Profits were 45 million. Their total assets have grown from nothing to 400 million. 400 million. That is what we are selling it to Scepter, right? In R&D alone, they spend 120 million. This is the beauty of entrepreneurship. From nothing, you are creating great value. Employee strength. It's not 2 founders anymore. 90 people, strong, efficient, competent, medical, professionals are part of this. Now, if you look at sales, net income by sales, which is your the sweet spot, margins are almost 23%. Revenue per employee. This is an important metric if you are calculating, as we mentioned. I think TCS, I was showing that report, right? Revenue per employee. It's a great measure. If you see some of the revenue per employee of Indian companies, TCS is actually leading. So there are studies on those also. So you have to keep some benchmarks on these things. And then you are a scepter is buying, a scepter is trying to buy. Now this is the earnout. We discussed some part of it, but I just wanted to reiterate before we go to the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, etc. So what happened that you are setting up goals on profit, you are setting up goals on revenue, bottom line and top line. So do not put goals in one. Profit alone you concentrate, they will only maximize profit by reducing the cost. But if you focus only on revenue growth, they will increase the revenue at the cost of profit. So this seems to be a fair out plan, but is it fair? Is it good? If you achieve 82 million by the end of first year, I would give you 20 million. In that 82 million, if you manage your cost and earnings, which is the net income of 11 million, you will get another 20 million. So you'll get 40 million if you increase the top line, find new opportunities, find new customers, sell more of products, also manage your cost. These two are being met, you will get 40 million. And then 25, 25, 30, 30. This seems to be a good accounting. There is a good accountant plan. Right? Now, they have not defined and or. It's like either of this. Yeah, in the case study, if you achieve sales goal, revenue goal, you will get 20. If you achieve 148 million, you will get, see the difference, see the rate of difference, right? It is easier to get 82 million and get almost 20 million. I mean, get 20 million, but I have to double my sales growth, not double, almost double, right? Sales growth, but what I'm getting? Just 5 million. Percentage, can you calculate and say, will this motivate them? Will these two lines motivate them? Yes, they may not, right?
Initially, they have lot of interesting
Company, okay. But they can grow. I mean, see. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, so see, there is some discrepancy in all these calculations. If what is a person's, what is typical an entrepreneur, why he starts? One is he has passion, why and all that is being. Why is he selling? If he is so passionate, why is he selling? Now he is looking for money. If he is so passionate, he would stay there and ensure that he get more money and he will lead. But now he is moving that risk to somebody else because there is an easy buyer and I am getting and I am out. So most of these, and I don't want to take some names because some of our mentors themselves, some of them have sold some part of it. Now they are looking at 3 years of lock-in period. I have to be there. I can vest my shares or I can get that money back only after 3 years. Will I stay after that? He will leave. They'll leave. What happens if the founder leaves? The new company has taken over, but the original founder is not there. What happens?
The vision itself is changed, maybe.
Yes. Who has the vision? The company. Other companies, people like us. We have not, what is that? No, this baby is not born out of me. This is somebody's baby thrusted on me. With the passion, with the interest, with that, all that thing, right? So similarly, these are all big entrepreneurial discussion. They would say that a real entrepreneur never sells. So moment we say we are in the market of selling, a market of we are selling our enterprise, then the questions come in. It is good to buy, take equity, and then start expanding, looking at how to, because they had some financial difficulties, right? They were not getting more money.
But why the entrepreneur they used to sell? So many things are they used to sell. What motivates them or what encourages them to stay there?
See, we'll get into some of these indicators. When they sell, when they are in distress. When is distress? Money is not there. When managing daily operations becomes a pain, you may balance debt equity ratio, right? You are, see, lot of start, because I worked with lot of startups. What we see is that CEO is behind raising money because there is no money in the bank. CEO is writing business plans, pitching, creating the valuation deck, and finding out venture capitalist. He's meeting. He's never there in the company. These companies people are always looking for the CEO's presence. He's not there because he is in big tension of how to give salary, how to run the basic operations, accounts receivables, all that, accounts payable, vendors are queuing up. We have to pay. He is searching for equity. Equity comes very difficult. VCs are not to be seen. Even if you get connects and all that, there is so much of due diligence, years of delay, they are not getting. Then he goes to the bank and say that let me lend money in the meantime. I may get that money, but it will take time. I will lend. So he will raise debt. Debt comes with cost. Equity doesn't want the immediate return. Yeah, so whereas this person, the debt can be say 8% to anything upward. Now what happens next month itself? Interest starts charging. That becomes additional burden for him to pay or her to pay. So in this vicious cycle, you would lose hope, give up, saying that somebody is buying me. We are ready for sale.
That's what I told last time. He's buying time already.
You are not anywhere getting money. Very good points. You are not anywhere getting money. You are not raising money. I am now buying. I can ensure that all your efforts will not go waste. And we have some complementary skills because we are large organization in the same field. 99% of our entrepreneurs fail because of ego, I think mostly, or because of lack of knowledge, lack of awareness. Right? Finance is very important skill. It's not that you need to know, the accounting, how to tally all that. No, some of the important metrics you must know. Right?
But 99% entrepreneur doesn't know or they do not like to know.
It is also there, because they think they know, or I think that's why you should read that Ray Dalio's principles. Is be brutally honest on my weakness. What is that I know? What is that I don't
The
know?
problem is, whoever has passion, they may start the product, but they may not be good in starting. If they want to hire the best in the industry, they will not have. Again, they'll go for, okay, someone I will get.
And that person.
Then you have to trust him. If he fails, then again it is coming.
Yes.
This happened with my friend. Last year, half a year back, he started. In my native in Germany to me. Thank you. Some clients contacted me. He started. He got a very bad CA because to start a company, you have to maintain so many. We had 4 or 5 people who were not having knowledge. So with native important stuff, it's all Gujarat.
Oh, okay.
Basic business. For his company,
You're from Gujarat, huh? Where?
Gather, but many people are
Not
North Karnataka. Okay.
So all CAs are handling such kind of business. They're not able to handle his business. He is international. Plus client is telecom industry.
Okay.
So now, because of that, initially for 4 5 months, he burned it 30 lakhs just for onboarding. Then he shifted his to Bagam where he got very good. He's trusting, that's why he shifted his company to Bagam also.
Oh, okay.
He's doing it. But he told me initially, first thing is you hire on people not. He went to that.
Yeah. So work culture, if you see, the most important thing is hiring right. Don't do desperate hiring just because I need somebody. Then you will go down for. Yeah. So many such thing. Now Scepter paid this much, right? 2011 they paid 120. If you have read it case, they made some goals they met, right? They made some sales call and some earnings call. So on pro rata basis, they would calculate. So it is some part of it. They got 35. 2013, they paid 40. So totally they have paid us 284. Now the question is this, that whether this was the right decision, whether Scepter lost money in this deal. Scepter lost money in this deal. Is there an answer? Have you seen the Excel sheet? Nobody has done anything, yeah.
Eventually they lost.
Eventually they lost. I am asking, have they got back this $284 million they have spent?
Yeah,
They got back. They got back. There is also a lot of discounted cash flows, your future earnings calculations, all that. We are not getting into that because at least you must know as an analytics professional how much that you should at least have the basic understanding. And this is basic calculation, I mean, addition, subtraction only, nothing, right? This is a total that we have calculated. Now let us look at the income statement, P&L statement of all these years, what they have done. Can somebody just look at net sales? Look at net sales. What is happening there?
3x.
Yes.
Raising.
So if you see, so that is what you have to do. Analytics is taking all the data in the world, all the data, because the your team is going to push, including how you get data. Twitter data they'll give the whole email they'll give. It's like Dr. Ram and I send you PDF. PDF. What to do with that PDF? Nothing to be done. But an analytical mindset would understand that, okay, I am specializing in this domain and I would pick those important information, convert that into my mental model, use it whenever I require. So the same Excel sheet is given in that, but it has to be captured this way. So you will know single question that, because there are so many questions, whether Scepter made money, right? So net sales, if you see, for up to this is where they sold, right? This is where they sold, 2011. But almost it looks like that they have doubled the sales. Yes, yes.
Till 11, they have seen whatever.
Yes, yes. Now, if you see gross margin, it is, there is one line missing. What is that line missing? Between net sales and gross margin? Your direct cost. Your direct cost. What is the direct cost? That is called cost of goods sold. COGS in accounting language. Direct COGS. Direct cost. That means to make this medical device,
Including all.
raw materials, you are processing, because you are making a medical imaging system, right? That this is this one. Suppose if this is the medical imaging person, the client, I mean, what is that? Your patient has to go inside this and get the scanning. This is the medical device. If I have to sell one piece, this is called unit economics. I have to sell one piece. Can I see the cost of creating one piece? I can calculate it. So I sold one piece for $100. My cost of goods. What is a good cost of goods sold percentage? How much it should be? How much it should be? We told in our personal finance calculation, keep all your cost in 60%. What is the percentage you must spend on? I mean, this is a very generic question, but you need to have these mental models. Looking at, say, a glass, I mean, a cup of coffee you are building, of you are making, say soaps. FMCG business that way is cutthroat. On a bar soap of 10 rupees, they would calculate every paisa because so much of raw materials has to go in. Your oils, your other synthetic chemicals, all that, right? How much grams, how much milligrams of things has to go into that soap. There is a cost of raw materials, cost of goods sold. How much that should be? Because you have another cost coming, which is indirect cost. That is these two, marketing and sales and research and development. This is another cost. This is direct cost. The other one is indirect cost. So gross margin is only going to give you a good indication that, okay, at least I am not burning money in selling a product. I'm not selling desperately. Say on discounts, what you do? You will at least keep the gross margin, right? And then sell off, or so that you will clear the inventory. The Walmart and all that is a big, no big issue. Say, how do you clear off your no season sale and all that, so that you at least manage some part of it, right? So you'll reduce the price. Reduce the price means your net sales is, the top line is going down. So you have this product. The direct cost is, can you see the direct cost? It's very high. Why? Because economics of scale is not there. When you start building your first machine, you would put, say, I'm just giving an example, 1 lakh rupees, whatever you have into making one machine, which is say 100 rupees worth machine. Because you are doing lot of iterations, you are creating different prototypes. You have no idea how this final machine looks like. That's why gross margins are very, very poor. But over a period of time, they are able to cross over, right? So gross margin keeps increasing, which is excellent. Now, if you see here, initial months or initial time, that you have lot of indirect cost, which is apportioned. That means you will have to take a supporting team, marketing and sales. You have another team, which is a cost center, which is R&D. And especially in this company's business model, the pharma business models, that your key activities in the business model, key activities, R&D is the major cost, major cost. Look at the cost. They are almost spending, they're almost spending in percentage wise, they are spending 1,000 times on R&D. But slowly when you come here, it is reducing. Is it a good thing? Bad thing?
Initially, it is must. Later on, they should have a strategy that they would be spending 8 or 10.
Yes, yes. So this percentage calculation is so important. Once you stabilize almost, you have a sustainable model. You need to now put controls. Initially, it is difficult to control and say only 2% will spend on marketing. Then you will die anyway. You would say initially that why you need VC funding? You would say that my product is ready, R&D spend is controlled, but we need to reach out to more customers. That's why I'm going to spend that money you give me on marketing or building that. Most of the VCs don't like this word. They won't give you money for marketing because that's money burnt. Right? So you have to be careful on what you ask for VC. They'll ask this question. It is a hard-earned money for them also. Money doesn't come freely. They are going to ask what do you want the money for? How much you put? How much you already got from the customers? You have to show all this proof of concept. Simply don't say, I have great idea, you fund me. They'll say, get lost. right? So you have research and development. Typically, they say marketing and sales spend has to be across industries. I have seen is 10%. In edutech, companies are spending 650 to 60%. Great learning. Byju's, all our competition. 50 to 60%.
On market.
On marketing. So yeah, that is how companies grow. That's why risk-taking appetite must be very, very high. Risk appetite. That is how a person is entrepreneurial or not entrepreneurial. Typical conventional business owner would be very, very, very scary to take such decisions. But a person who is truly entrepreneurial, truly obsessed with this vision and dream and all that, they may take little more bigger and bigger risk. Calculated risk, but bigger risk. That makes an organization grow exponentially. Otherwise, from an entrepreneur, you will relegate yourself into a small time business owner because you're not risk appetite is not there. So that is why some will remain as 10 crore, whereas some will grow as say 1,000 crores. Now where is the balance? You have to take decisions. In your own house, you have to think how much assets I have built over a period of years, how I used my money. Some people grow from nothing. Like we all start same only, all of us. I don't think the second generation, third generation wealth, that is very, very small pocket. But generally everybody starts same with nothing mostly. And then they build. It's entrepreneurial nature, right? So with looking at this, whether Scepter has made the right decision. Now my question is whether Scepter got their money back. Now they are in currently, this is the situation. So you know that today almost so many retail giants have fallen, which includes your future group. Almost entire thing, the major reconsolidation is happening in retail market, that either it is Tata owned or Reliance owned. Everything else they are taking. Now, if a retail franchise or a retail set of stores are doing bad, and a Tata person comes in, he says, I will turn it around. So Janet Isabella, who comes here, is you. Will you take that position? Will you take that position? It is like, so in Yelahanka, because I stay here in North Bangalore, in Yelahanka there is a central mall. What is that mall? Some mall is there. There is, what is that called? Garuda? Garuda Central. Okay, Garuda Central Mall. It's closed, no? There is one theater on the top. Closed. Central is from future. Most of the future things are closed. Now they say they are renovating now. Why? Because Tata is taking over. Okay, so you have a leap of faith. Okay, Tata comes and does magic. How? So my question to all of you here is, are you interested? How many of you say, I will turn this company around? I will take up Janet Isabella's position and turn it around. Can you say yes or no? You're not interested. Not interested. Yes, Pranesh says yes. Wonderful. Manjunath? No, there is no force from me. I'm asking. Do you know? Manjunath says it's not my domain. And what is Tanmay says? You will turn it around. Wonderful. Because last time when I asked this to another group, they said, no way, we are not going only near that. Who? Vasudev, whoever is sleeping behind the screen. Bhavna, Parashuram.
Yeah, give it a try. Yeah, we can try it around.
Give it a try. Dr. Simha, in our parlance, we say, there is no try, do or die. Because your reputation is built in this whole process. As Janet Isabella, I come and say, I am changing this whole dash thing into turning around. If I do that, I would be called as a turnaround specialist. You've heard about so many such great examples of somebody who is turning around. Say Starbucks CEO. He went out and it collapsed. He came back and revived. Say your Apple CEO, Steve Jobs. He went out, collapsed. He came back and revived. Parashuram, are you in or out?
No, ma'am, I'm out actually because this medical field is completely volatile, and that's what I don't want to jump in into this.
Okay, okay, okay.
And those people who went and come back, and so what they did between this time to come back and make a such a big.
We'll discuss that one. Okay, so he's now keen to see what Starbucks true CEO did, right? So that this curiosity, I think you should have, and it's all available online, right? Bhavna,
I mean to say, okay, so they will do lots of things, okay, but during that period,
what he did so bad,
what mental model changes for him that he has to come back and
he'll come back. It's my baby, yaar. It's my baby. I have taken a little sabbatical break because I have built this baby. It is in safe hands in Starbucks case. He has become himself as some kind of a honorary chairperson, something like that he has taken, thinking that I'll take rest. Then this whole place went bonkers, and then yeah, so many people same, yeah, so many people do that.
that's the way he came back again.
Okay. Zarar, are you in or out? Zarar.
uh, Pharmaceutical business is like very knowledge driven, and because we don't have knowledge about the for pharmacies, so it will be difficult to uh, right make any decisions.
So
Mhm,
let me tell you, being an analytics professional, we keep saying,
mhm.
no, 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 don't say I don't know that, I don't know this domain. Then you
Okay.
will, yeah, you have to be domain agnostic. As an analytics professional, there are only two things. How many customers came in, how much they paid, numbers. Whether
Okay.
it is in your Balaji store or in medical company, it's all same.
See, actually, I work for a pharmaceutical company right now. So it is Dr. Reddy Laboratories.
Oh, okay, great.
So, yeah, I know exactly what is happening inside. Even now, they are not able to make analytics, domain, yeah, I would say, strong or
Yes,
proper. I would
yes,
say, yeah.
yes,
Just sales is where they are working better than the other domains right now, but the all other domains are in the nascent stage. They're still developing.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
So every vertical, that is why marketing analytics comes in. That
Mhm.
is where financial analytics comes in. That's where HR analytics comes in, right?
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
different functions of an organization. You need to plug. You can't say 10,000 feet and say, I will now add an analytics layer and everything will become. But start from the place where you are sitting, right? But the question when you are reaching a CEO level or a chief data officer, or if you are in that track, somebody has that ambition to become a chief data officer, for you it is like you are like god. You are 10,000 feet looking at and saying that I am doing this, what do you call, the play of which one to pull, which string to pull, so that my marketing spend comes down, my revenue goes up, or I will spend more marketing in this area, this set of customers, so that my revenue goes up. It is a linear algebra equation at the end of it, where I would put which weight, which spend, so that my revenue grows up and my profit margin grows up. You need to have this visibility. We'll see that. That's why think about, again, start from your home. Start from your home. In your house, you can do this. You will actually develop that mental models to go and do a 100 crore company also. That you will be able to see. So much of experience is very important, but At the end of it, say he is telling that SCA platform will build. So what? So what? You are only selecting that process with your supply chain. Supply chain efficiency when you build it, is it reflecting in my pricing? I could reduce the price.
And I have a question. For example, in these manufacturing companies, there happens to be many different domains, more than what we have in the service industries. So is there any specialization, for example, in supply chain management or marketing, kind of on the marketing side, analytics? I mean, this kind of specialization helps in the manufacturing industry, or it should be a very common kind of that you should be
Absolutely,
able to work in the.
absolutely. Why do you feel that marketing is only for service-oriented companies? Marketing is the way in which you acquire new customers. Marketing is ever pervasive. Otherwise, you would have built a product which is like no marketing cost involved, customers, but customer awareness, building customer awareness, making that customers interested in your product, developing that whole pipeline or a funnel is marketing activity. It is, say, manufacturing. I would say for example, you are taking Dr. Reddy's, right? Dr. Reddy has a manufacturing lab which actually either they buy an outsourced molecule or outsource that whole production to a production lab, whichever is the model that they are working. Now there are so much of decisions to be taken there. Plus they have their doctors as their clients, their medical representatives who are going and meeting those customers. And the money comes when a doctor prescribes that medicine and the customer buys that medicine from the pharmaceutical, from the next chemist, right? This is the model. You manufacture your molecule, you brand it. There is a lot of branding, packaging expenses which is coming in. There are people, again, it is data flow, people flow, money flow. There are three types of flows which is happening. And then once the inventory is done, then you have to now make it reach to your warehouse. It could be a C&F model, clearing and forwarding agency, or a warehousing model. You have cost there, you have logistics there, you have the products going there and then moving out to different pockets, which are your chemist. Next to the location of this chemist, you have big hospital clients. You have small chemist as your client. There are so much of data flow which is happening, right, Zarar?
Yeah.
Marketing is everywhere. How can you say there is no marketing?
No, no. I was asking, is there any specialization which will work in these kind of industries? For example, in manufacturing, we have taken just pharmaceutical as an example. If somebody is expert in marketing analytics and somebody else is expert in the supply chain analytics, so will these kind of a specialization helps? I mean, they should be generic. I mean, one analytic person should be able to work in all kind of analytic, whether it is supply chain, non-supply chain, like
See, as
this.
an MBA, I would suggest that you get understanding different functional element analytics, functional element analytics. Say 10 use cases I know in marketing analytics. I know how to do a proper campaign spend. I know how to profile my incoming customers. I know how to predict future sales from these kind of customers. So I'm just giving, but you have marketing analytics separately as a module. So you would see, how do I reduce the time? That time means money again, or efficiently optimize my campaign spend so that I get better conversion. There are so many analytics use cases there.
Okay.
Then if you know that, that is applicable to every company that on earth. Every company. It could be hospitals, it could be hotels, it could be universities, it could be edutech, it could be Amazon, it could be anywhere. Marketing analytics. Then you have HR analytics. You think people problem are different in Google and in Reva University? People are people only. People analytics. What are you trying to say? We just saw one simple metrics, no? Revenue per employee. Can I optimize revenue per employee? Now, I'm not talking about revenue as one top line. You may question that what happens to cost of an employee. So profit per employee. Can I optimize that? How do I know how this person came in? Which channel he came in as a hiring vendors? They came in. This is the cost of hiring. This is the salary I have to pay. These are his demographic features. He comes 1 month, he is in the system, he performs whatever the task is been given. I got a score, he got a score. Second time, he got a score, and he is a brilliant employee, say. There is another person came in through another channel. Cost of acquisition is higher because the channel partner asked more. Salary is also very high, but he came in and became one white elephant there. He sat there and doing nothing. Your performance score is low. Can you move almost all the people to the bigger quadrant, which is low cost and high performance? That is a beautiful, we call it as employee life cycle analytics. Cost, reduce the cost of a people, increase the revenue per employee. I'm not talking about sales as a person. I'm talking about the entire staff. Entire staff. Suppose you have 100 people in the company. What is the revenue per employee? What is the profit per employee? It is simple. Take the balance sheet and divide it by number of people. Now you look at vertical wise. Sales definitely will have bigger say in this because their revenue will be high. Cost also may be high, low, that. But say something which is totally different division, say R&D division. They are not creating any revenue. So you need to kind of apportion your total revenue into this. So there are accounting techniques for doing that. So people analytics.
Services is initially it was just profit should not cross 7%. Based on that, per hour per person include software, salaries. It has increased.
Yes.
Based on that, per hour per person.
In software, people are your products, no? In software industries, people are your products. So per person unit economics, you have to calculate. That is kind of people analytics only. You can create use cases in that. Similarly, financial analytics, say default. Here, so many invoices are there. So much of money to be collected. Accounts receivables are there with us. Accounts receivables. All the invoices are lying. They are supposed to be paying in 30 days. That means my revenue is supposed to come in 30 days, but only 50% of the invoices got realized and I got revenue. Can I now forecast that how many invoices I will have a default problem? Can I intervene and create prescriptive analytics models so that I'll reduce such default? Now this is applicable everywhere, no? Where it is not applicable? So financial analytics, supply chain analytics. Supply chain analytics is like a god of all analytics, especially in most of the companies which we work. Walmart and all is typical example. But if you are looking at say even universities kind of a structure, there are so many inventories which is coming in. So many things which includes all these things also. Right? The materials which we use. But in a typical supply chain, like an Amazon or somebody is into, they have inbound, that whole inbound logistics, from which raw materials, the distance between the raw materials, the channel, the logistics partners you get in, per material cost. I think, so say you are just getting into supply chain analytics. So Prahlad will do an amazing job in understanding supply chain analytics, right? So you will get to see. This is applicable everywhere. So once you get this master understanding of how organization works, then can you look on top of it? Top of it is what? That is management view. You build all these use cases. On top of it, you say, this is my cost. This is my revenue opportunities. Now, can I maximize? Can you minimize cost and can you maximize margin? I mean, revenue, maximize your profit. That's the only thing that any company would do. Why do you say that is a different specialization? No, it's all same only. Okay, let's have some tea break, coffee break, and then come back by 15 minutes.